I mean, well, they say it's part of the thing. As head of the ladies' auxiliary, I've got to fill in when someone can't be there. So I've got to fill in on Easter Sunday. I know, me, Anita Buffum. I have to fill in.
Anita?
Yeah.
Anita?
I know. Honey,
Anita?
come in. Hold on, Kathy.
Oh.
I'm just talking to Kathy Abernathy.
Oh.
It's just Gina Marie.
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Tell her
Yeah.
I said hi.
Yeah, she says hi, honey.
Hi, Kathy.
Oh, she says hi, too.
Oh.
She says that Trina Catalano says that you have the flower bouquet from her cousin's stepsister's funeral from last week. She says you took it off the casket?
No, I mean, the guys were throwing things away. No, Kathy, they were throwing things away, and I just took it.
They were putting them in the bags for her so she could take... All right, no, she'll take care of it. Okay.
How am I supposed to know that she wants to drive?
Sure. I'll make sure.
Oh, God, honey.
All right. Okay, yeah, I'll see you later. All right, bye, honey. Bye-bye. Bye. All right, bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Bye.
Well, honey, how am I supposed to know she wants
You're
to
not
dry
gonna
the
believe
flowers?
What happened.
What happened?
You know.
Well, how was I supposed to know she wants to dry the frickin' flowers that
Honey,
were on the
I have more
grave?
important cookies to cook.
What?
Listen to me.
Yeah.
This Sunday, they expect me to run the OCD Sunday school over there at Father Murphy Brand's. But I shouldn't have to be around all those children.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's cruel.
Oh, and
it's cruel.
And they're just ridiculous kids.
I mean, I'm barren. That's cruel. They're doing this on purpose.
Well, no, they're not doing it on purpose. They need somebody, and
Well, it's head of the ladies' auxiliary. I'm supposed to fill in for when one of the girls can't do it.
Well, of course.
Which is totally fine. I don't have a problem with that.
Well, yeah.
And I'm very lucky. I'm very blessed, really, because over the last few times that they've needed me, I've had a funeral to go to, so I'm very lucky as far as that goes.
Well, that's
okay. And it's Easter Sunday.
Well,
so I have to tell the story of baby Jesus now.
Well, honey, we're Catholic girls. We know the story of the baby Jesus. Well, they
don't let us read the Bible, though, honey. They don't let us read it.
Well,
we're not allowed to read the Bible,
I know
honey.
that, but, they give us a textbook. So, we've learned along the way, and through Father Murphy Brown and Sister Candace Bergen.
But it's too much, honey. It's too much. I don't even know if we know the story.
You know the story. You tell me the story. We'll practice.
Well, do you want a cup of coffee?
Well, of course, yeah. Do you have it made?
Well, this is the last of it.
Maria,
por favor. She's busy.
Oh.
She's busy doing nothing. So why don't you go, just make yourself a cup. Just make yourself a cup.
You got all the stuff?
Yeah, go ahead, make yourself a cup. All right, that's a big cup. Are you allowed to have that with your IBS?
Well, it's decaf, right?
No, that's full throttle, honey.
Oh.
This is what I do know. I do know that Easter is in April on the Sunday. Well, this Sunday.
Well, it's usually. Well, sometimes it arrives in May.
But it rotates with
March.
the sun, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Depending on the farmer's.
Yeah, depending on the farmer's
it's
schedule.
The farmer's market calendar.
The farmer's almanacs.
All right, my nerves are up. My nerves are so up.
No, you tell me like I'm one of the kids.
Once upon a time, there was the baby Jesus.
Yeah.
And he was playing in he went somewhere he wasn't supposed to go.
Well,
he was normally
like kids always do.
He was normally secluded in his backyard.
Yeah.
Because his mother was supposed to, she didn't want him running off.
Huh.
So she was a good mom,
Oh, yes.
Yeah, she was.
Well, she was.
Will she do anything for him?
Well, of course.
I
mean, why wouldn't she?
Well, married to a carpenter. I mean, how much more can you struggle?
God,
really, that's not a life I would choose. That's not a life I'd choose.
I know how bad this.
So anywho, so baby Jesus in the backyard goes wandering off because he sees a rabbit.
Oh.
Who says he's late for an important date.
Okay.
So he goes running off. Okay. And baby Jesus, because he's curious.
Yeah, of course.
In fact, I think they call him Curious George, Jorge, Jesus, Curious Jesus.
Yeah.
You've heard that story.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah.
So he goes running off.
Hispanic.
Something. That's the King James version.
That's probably the Mardi Gras season.
Well, that's the King James version.
Oh.
So he goes running off following this rabbit.
Oh.
And he goes to a tomb. This rabbit goes to a tomb.
Oh, into a big hole?
No.
Oh.
No, there's a tomb. It's a tomb.
It's a tomb.
Where he lived. This rabbit lived there.
Yeah.
And so baby Jesus head out there. From my understanding from the actual pictures that I've seen, he got trapped in there because there was a big boulder right outside the tomb.
Oh, no.
And it rolled, Indiana Jones style, right into the opening there. And baby Jesus was stuck there. And that's where he spent time with the bunny. And the bunny was forthcoming with gifts and candies. He kept him alive with his eggs, which were made of chocolate. Because bunnies, they don't have the eggs we eat.
Oh, I didn't know they had chocolate back then.
Yeah, well, for the bunnies, they do that.
All right.
And
they would like to keep Keebler elves.
Yeah. But this bunny, apparently, the race of this bunny was Cadbury.
Oh.
You've heard of Cadbury bunnies.
Oh, yeah, and they always show it on TV.
They're the ones that meow, meow.
Yeah, that one. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's so
I
fun.
never saw one of those in
Oh,
real
yeah.
life. So baby Jesus is in this tomb.
Yeah.
And they go exploring through the caves.
Oh, my goodness.
And they get there and they find this cat that appears out of nowhere and comes and it reappears. And he says to himself, curiouser and curiouser.
Oh. I never heard that story, but that's not the story of Easter's, honey.
What do you mean?
The story of Easter is because Christ was crucified, and then 2 weeks later, or something like that, Mary Magdalene found the tomb open. He walked up and got out.
What?
Honey.
No, if he's dead and gone,
he awoke and walked out of the tomb.
He was just sleeping? I've heard stories of that.
Well,
there's that show. That show, remember Almost Dead or something? It should have been dead. You seen that show?
Almost Dead.
Where people were died and they thought they were dead, but they weren't dead.
Well, I think somebody threw him in there and thought he was dead.
Well, he was probably just passed out from being up there for so long in the sun.
That's right. Maybe he suffocated.
Well, if he suffocated, he'd be dead.
Well, that's...
Then
he was able to breathe through the sheath.
So wait, what am I supposed to tell these kids?
Talk about Easter Bunny.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do.
But I don't think that's a real story, honey. That's not Easter. I mean, that could be something different. Maybe that's why we celebrate with the Cadbury eggs.
Well, I could tell them that not to tell Father Murphy Brown and Sister Candace Bergen.
Yeah, but honey, what if the mothers and the fathers get mad again? They don't know what kind of stories.
Well,
you're
they
telling
should be teaching their kids themselves, not sending them to OCD
That's
school.
true.
I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, no. I mean, it shouldn't be your fault if you don't know it. Please, go get Sister Candace Bergen to teach the frickin' class.
And you know, Maureen should not be absent on Easter Sunday. She should be teaching these kids on Easter Sunday.
She should be doing the OCDCC.
That's not for me. I didn't sign up for that. I was elected as head of the Ladies' Auxiliary.
Well, yes, you were.
And I had no choice in the matter.
Well, of course not.
I mean, of course I'd be voted in.
Well, yeah, no, of course.
But, you know, talking about baby Jesus,
what?
There's one thing I don't understand.
What's that?
If Easter's in April, and that's when he passed himself on.
Yeah.
How was he so old?
Well, what do you mean?
Because that's only 4 months. His birthday's December 25th.
Well,
December to January, February, April. No, that's 3 months.
Well,
that's 3 months. He's only 3 months old.
Well, maybe, honey, he had some kind of...
He looked like an adult.
Well, yeah, maybe he had that kind of disease like the Benjamin Button syndromes there. You know,